Thank you for joining us today at Servant Crafts. My name is Carla, and we are so thankful for you and your viewers and our subscribers. They are just overwhelming us with support and encouragement, and we do thank you so much for that. Also, if you'd like to support us by clicking on the paid links in the description, if there's something you need, especially with this video, we are going to talk about tools for crafting. So if there's something you go out there and you find that you need and you purchase it through using a link in our description box, we get a little bit, and we appreciate you very much for that. So thank you. And today we're going to start kind of a new, possibly a series called Tool Talk. And we're going to talk today about the best tools, specifically scissors, for sewing and crafting. Um, Scissors are I mean, truly, they are an extension of your hands, and they are so incredibly important in the crafting that you're doing, either sewing or other kinds of crafts. And the right scissors are kind of make or break sometimes with the project that you're doing. So let's get started on this. Let's say Saint Joseph, the worker, the man of the trade, the man of carpentry, the man of tools, pray for us and watch over us. Here we go with scissors. And I will just begin by telling you that Ginger scissors, in my personal opinion, are the only brand to buy when it has to do with sewing and crafting. Um, Ginger is a brand. It lasts for a long time. I've had this pair 35 years. I've had this pair, which is a replacement for this pair. I'm sorry, this pair replaces this pair. I've had this pair probably 20, 25 years, and it's my fault that they aren't working anymore. And these I've had at least 20 years. Um, so as far as longevity, they last. They can be sharpened over and over again, and they are just really well made, and they work fantastic. So I'll start with the sewing scissors here. This is a pair of Ginger 8-inch sewing scissors. I use these only for cutting fabric, and everyone here knows that don't mess with mom's sewing scissors because I protect them with a lot of integrity. There we go. So again, Ginger, they come with a sheath that I'm currently missing at the moment, but after 35 years, if you lose the cover, oh well. I do keep them in a special place so that the tips cannot be damaged, but you can take them, I usually would take them to the craft store or the sewing fabric store when I would get notice that they were having a sharpening session. So use them only for fabric. Get them sharpened when they start to feel like they're getting a little bit dull, and you can feel it when you're cutting if they're beginning to kind of tug or pull or just not quite cut quite as well. Get them sharpened, and they can last you for many, many years. Probably, I suspect, I'll never buy another pair of scissors in my lifetime, not for sewing. So, sewing scissors, and again, these come in many different sizes. This is the 8-inch blade scissors, but if you feel like you need more, a larger cutting surface, I never have. They're extremely comfortable in your hand. They're made to fit. They're made well. Um, a great investment. These are the next pair. These are the Ginger scissors that I got from my, actually this was a Christmas gift from my parents, again, 35 years ago. These are Ginger scissors. My mom had them laying around. She said, I never use them. Could you use them? And I said, absolutely. So took them, and these are the only scissors that I have used to make all of the Bucilla felt stockings and all the felt kits that I've used for, like I said, the past 25, 30 years. However, just recently, if you check out my videos, I've got a Bucilla stocking kit called St. Nick's Visit. And on that stocking there is some gold trim, and it's kind of braided or corded, and it's gold with metal. And without thinking, these are the scissors I use for all of my Bucilla. I snapped that braid, and it sprung the scissors or bent them because it was too thick, and they're just not made to handle something that thick and that, I don't know, resistant to cutting. So, and they were getting dull. I knew they need to be sharpened, but since COVID, I hadn't been going out to do that, so it hadn't been done. And then when I sprung them, they quit really cutting the felt, and they started kind of just tearing the felt. It wasn't, I couldn't get a good crisp cut on the edge of the felt fabric like I could before. So thankfully, my husband purchased these for me. Again, another pair of Ginger scissors. The leather sheath is important, especially in these, because you utilize the tip in the Bucilla stocking kits. You really need to be able to get sharp points into those small areas, so the tips are important. So it is important to keep the sheath on it and to keep the pointed tip nice and pointy. But these, as you can see, are the large handle, and wow, was that more comfortable than this. My hands swell up sometimes with arthritis and things, so this larger handle was hugely more comfortable. And then a new pair of scissors that is just tight and sharp. It's just, oh, it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. I can't explain it, but you'll see. If you get a new pair of scissors, wow, what a difference. What a joy to be working with. And especially on the Bucilla felt, really improves the looks of your craft. Because that edge is cut so nice and sharp, and you can get into those tight corners and those small details and get them cut well. So this pair, although it's been a good old friend, has been relegated to my yarn box. So it still cuts, you know, if I use the right portion of the blade, it'll still cut yarn and things like that for me. So that's those. Then here's this. This was another thing that I got from my mom. Again, it's Ginger, and it's a thread snip. She said she never used it. She didn't like it. I don't know why she got it, but she had it. And she said, would you like it? And of course I said, yes. And this is made just to snip threads. So when I'm sewing, I made this, crocheted this yarn to go around my neck. So before I even start or sit down to my sewing machine, I put this around my neck so that I've got it no matter where I am. And I do seem to have a lot of movement in my crafting and stuff. I move from the ironing board to the sewing machine to my cutting table and back and forth. And I never seem to have what I need where I am. So that solved this problem, so that I always had my snips right wherever I was. And you can see that the lid has a little spot there where you could put a ribbon, you could put anything through there. It doesn't come with anything there. And just my snips, unfortunately, a few years back, the spring broke, so they don't spring open on their own. I have to open them, but they still work just fine. They're still sharp, and boy, they nip off threads like you can't believe. And what's wonderful, I find, about when I'm nipping threads for, say, embroidery or for sewing, is you can get really, really close to the fabric, really close, and get that thread nipped off without cutting, closely without cutting the fabric or anything else that you're working on. It'll only cut what's in between the blades, and that is really, really nice. So these are my three essential scissors for crafting and sewing that I do. Again, I am a Ginger fan. I wouldn't purchase scissors that weren't Ginger because in my experience, being able to sharpen them, being able to keep them in tune like they should be, means that they're going to last for a long, long time. And uh, as you can see here, these three essential tools to me have lasted for me for 35 years or, um, you know, about there. So the investment in a pair of Ginger scissors is a good investment and a lasting investment that you can keep and trust. Just make sure you find somebody that can sharpen them, and you are good to go probably for the rest of your crafting time. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that gives you some ideas of the options that are out there. And if there's something in your toolkit that's missing, gives you an idea of something that might help to make whatever your craft is go a little bit smoother and be a little bit more professionally done when you're finished. And just part of your armor, your toolkit for your crafting lifetime. God bless. Have a wonderful day.